Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's been a little bit, but today's project is we're going to install one of these Genius cool retractable screens I just bought from Costco on this in-swing back door. So I tried to watch their installation video, and you know, I think it's a good idea to probably watch theirs first maybe, but this is the real-world application of the whole nine, and hopefully this will give you a little bit better idea how this all clicks together, save you some time. I'll try to keep this video short and honor your time. Real quick, I did want to address that we just got to 1,000 subscribers. So most importantly, for all the effort on these videos, we are about to get paid, y'all. So no need to tip me, no need to do anything, but if you wouldn't mind, pay me in love. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me something like that. That does help the channel and keeps content like this coming in. So I'm finding it best to lay down just one of your tracks, you know, the one with the screen component on it already. Just lay it down so that the screen is pointing in the up position. And then inside of your bag, box, whatever, you're going to find a couple of these little rail systems. Orient your screen so you can see you got the little curvature here. The screen itself has this little channel that has to get addressed. And that one, then what you'll notice on this channel is you got this anyway, look for this smooth side, right? So it's about 3/4 of an inch to an inch wide, and it is the inset piece. You got this little channel running up to it, right? But you can see that there's a little bit of a curve, if you will. Here's the high side, here's the low side. Put a little light on the subject there, so you got a little bit of a dip down to this side over here, right? Well, if you come down on this device, you'll also notice a contour right here that follows it. So there's your dip. So if you just kind of pre-line up like this, hard to do this on video, you're going to match that curvature with this curvature. So that means that this side is going to go down. So you have the short, you know, you got that little reveal right there, right? That's going to go on the outside, the decorative edge, and then right about here, you'll notice there's a little bippy. That little bippy is going to lock down into that hole right there. Slide this thing down in. You're going to want to make sure that your screen little lip right here, that you capture that inside of this little, I don't know what you call that. Anyway, alongside that little sweeper there. Okay, so something I need to amend and insert this section into my video is don't install the non-screen side until you've installed this sill plate thing. That sill plate has to slide in from that side over there, so I have to disconnect this, get this out of here, and insert my sill, and then slide this end vertical end piece on after that. Now we should be able to grab this secondary piece here. This is going to go, this piece that doesn't have the screen, so that's going to go on the left side of the door. So my door swings in right there, right? Hinges in. So my screen is going to be aligned. Zoom back out a little bit. So my screen side is going to be aligned over here. The non-screen side is going to be aligned over here. Let's take this second piece. A little bit of a pain in the butt, but not too bad, you know. So anyway, so here she is. She's ready to go. The screen itself is in the guide right here. So this, right? And then down the bottom as well. And now, this is my type of transition. So, I've got this piece of wood here, it needs to be finished. And I've got a little bit of rise here. This looks like about 1/2 of an inch rise, and I got about 1/2 of an inch drop. So, I'm not exactly sure at this second how this is going to lay out, but we'll find out in a minute. By the way, my width here, I'm 36.5 from here to here, and I'm 32.5 from here to here, but this is a pretty narrow profile. It's only about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. So I might need to knock out this little 1 by whatever that is, or figure this out here shortly on the fly. I'm not exactly positive how this is going to lay out. So my 36.5 inch measurement here, these inside tabs, these screw tabs for the brick, they will compress out to there on both sides. And then this lands really nicely, so it's not a tripping hazard with this thing, which I like. However, you can see I'm a little bit shy, so I would either have to do extensive remodel here. Let's see, what would I need to do? I'd basically need to fill a bunch of this stuff in. with wood, and I could do that and exterior mount this, having this kind of a reveal. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to step it in, and I'm going to try to secure this metal tab here with these screws. I'm going to try to secure it on this 32.5 inch, I think is what I said, strip right there. The whole system is designed to collapse down, I believe, to 32, so it just kind of, this end just keeps sliding in. So I'm going to reduce it to 32.5 and just shove it into that void and see what happens. Alright, so that's just sitting there with some static pressure. That's the right term, I have no idea. So it does lay up in there nicely into this reveal here, and I'll be able to secure that. I get enough meat into that piece of wood to be able to put my screws in. But you can see there's a gap developing, and primary gap is going to be up on this top edge, I believe. I'm not 100% sure how good I can seal that. Actually, it doesn't look like it is a gap now that I'm looking at it differently at this angle. It just looks like it. So I can actually fill this with caulk along there anyway. But you can see the brick. See if I can get you an angle. So you see the brick up there, and then it disappears. It is actually a fairly tight seal against there. And then this looks to be a bug nook right here that I'll need to address. Let me get you a flash on that. So right up in here, you see my fingers in the back. I do believe that's gonna just need to be filled in there with some silicone on this back side. So this is gonna be a big spot for mud daubers for me up in here that I'm gonna have to address at some point. And what I'll probably do once I get this settled, I'll just shim this. I'll throw a strip of some kind of wood and paint it white and bring that out. My biggest concern is this threshold, so I want to make sure that this threshold actually works without becoming a tripping hazard, because I mean, you get a wide door opening here, and then every time I feel like I'm going to want to kick this and trip on it, so that's a big consideration for me. And that's all that I was missing, is this transition piece right here. So you just quite literally slide that into this gap that's on the inside of the door. So this is your inside of your house that way, and it just slides in this track. You got these two little things that take up additional space as needed, also that slide on this rail. Now I can secure this part of the vertical left side back on and stand this back up. It's going to be kind of hard for me to show this to you, but there is quite a lip. It's quite an angle going on here. You see with this triangle right here. This is a basically it's a launch ramp coming this way. So not a tripping hazard coming in from the house, but this still bothers me. I am a little concerned about that. So what I think I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to come down with some equivalent slope basically, and figure that out as we go, if my wife even wants this thing to stay as part of our house once she sees this. And then another thing that I'm finding is that this little slider here that takes up the difference in they only provide you this little short plate here because this is nice and easy to cut, so they make that out of plastic. That's kind of chintzy, but what I'll need to do is basically cut a reveal if I like this enough to keep it. This will be easy to cut with a razor blade after the fact, so I'll just move it in and I'll just cut a little bump out transition basically, so that slides into that gap and seals that off decently, and caulk around it. Well, then after you get everything just kind of staged up in place, still loose, put a screw up in this corner here and push this guy in. Make sure it's as tight as it can go. You want it tight to your wall. You want it tight this way in here, and don't secure this one all the way, but more than that. So there we are. We're still a little bit loose. Got a couple threads showing there. Next, they want you to take these smaller self-tappers, and they want you to put in the fine center on here first. So measurement far left to measurement far right. For me, it's 32.5 inches. And so find the middle of that. So we got 32.5, we got 16.25, so right here is center. And they want one 4 inches to the left of that and 4 inches to the right of that. And we're gonna put them down in this lowest lip that's closest to the wood here, so we don't just dent it in. So there's those two, and then they want another one that's 4 inches from the end once you get that piece of plastic put exactly where you want it, right? Well, the reason is because there's 3 inches of nothing, so they want you to put it right here at 4 inches so that it goes through this and into there. So so once I get this in its final resting place after I test this door out, I'll just go ahead and secure one of those in right about there. And then now that we have all that taken care of, we can go ahead and sink our other screws in. So we're gonna put a screw up in there, one screw down the bottom there. You know, for me, I'm gonna take another screw that they don't provide in the kit. I'm gonna sink one through halfway as well, just to kind of beef this up. That's pretty flimsy. Yeah, so that should be it, but let's sink those in. Yeah, and that's it. So yeah, so I ended up pre-drilling a hole and putting another metal screw through there. Got the stock extra screw through there. Just any kind of screw, wood screw, etc. will work, because there's a unlimited amount of reveal there. And then this is the only thing that I don't like. That is a launch ramp right there. So I'm wondering if we're going to find ourselves tripping on that coming in, you know, or stepping on it and crushing it. So you know, so anyway, you're gonna have to step lively over that thing, and I think it's best to reinforce this. What I'll probably do is try to figure out maybe some wood and do a little custom cutout along here and just secure that into this edge. I don't like that lip one bit. Well, however, for the function of it all, I wonder if that tightens up. This feels really loose. For me personally, on mine, I could turn this about maybe 1 or 2 rotations on each of these screws, and then about a half of a rotation on each of these, just to tighten them up a little bit. It makes it feel a little bit more substantial, but not too damn bad, I would say. That's going to help out a lot for letting our house breathe, because without showing the disaster I've got going on in the kitchen with another project, our kitchen, our cooktop in our island does not have a vent hood on it. So this is the way that we're going to be able to let our house breathe when we're frying something or get a little aggressive on the smoke. So let's see. I kind of like it. I'm going to have to take a flashlight on the outside, shine it in when it gets dark, see how much light gap we have. But I think it's a pretty dang good seal, actually. It's going to keep out, you know, 90%, 95% of the bugs easily. Definitely keep the roaches out. That's what we care about. The thing I just noticed is, see this little line right here? Got a little visual indicator so that you can, you know, basically see that there's a screen there, so you don't walk out into it. It does flex a little bit though, so you don't, you know, it's got quite a bit of give actually, and that just came out. So what's the deal there? Huh, okay, so that just comes out of the track when you flex it and then goes back in, or you could just probably reset it fairly easily if it won't go back in. Yeah, I like it. Not too bad. As long as that's not a problem, I don't have a problem. So if this video helped you out at all, please consider liking and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up at a minimum, you guys, okay? It takes a little bit to put together these videos. Not much editing, obviously. I'm just not a big editing fan. So I'm not going to put out a hat and ask people to contribute to my channel. That's what YouTube's job is, and the advertisers, if they decided to put an ad in this link. Or an ad in this video, anyway. Since it's from Costco, I guess we can go ahead and cut this and return it if we don't like it, right? So all I'm going to do is slide this guy, match it up with this corner. Make sure you clean out this corner down here in this groove so it can fit nice and snug. Slide that up. Take your razor blade, cut along this line right here, and you're only trying to cut in as much as you are lacking. So that's about right about 1/3 of an inch. So cut in 1/3 of an inch and then slice it off there. There's our nook. It's not quite enough. All right, so we're a little bit shy on the gap, so just cut off another about 1/8 of an inch. And just remember to cut slowly, cut a little sliver off and refit, and then you can end up with a pretty damn decent fit. I'm gonna take off another 1/16 of an inch, looking at the contours in there, just kind of trying to adjust to make it nice and purty. Yeah, another 1/16 of an inch, I think, and we are done right off of there. We're just call her quits right there. That's good enough for me. And then we will put sink a self-tapping screw somewhere down in this area here. That's what it's supposed to look like. And so we'll do the same on the other side and be done. Just got it ready set up. So when you're pushing down on this, it's going to want to flex this whole sill plate out. So make sure to keep everything nice and snug against the wall. Push in with one hand as you're drilling this thing in. I'm setting mine up on an angle so that they mimic the angle of this, so they're going to go into the actual wood at an angle down it. And as far as your screws go, these are your frame screws, the longer ones, and then the short ones are your sill screws. They're all self-tapping, so they should be able to go right through this aluminum here into whatever's below. But you got to remember, you got to be pretty close to this edge, of course, in order to get those short screws down into the wood. Probably, if you're satisfied with the way this whole thing configures up on your job, probably best to secure this down with something better. It's pretty flimsy. This is going to dent really badly if you ask me over time. Probably best to put a piece of wood underneath there to take up the gap if you have a launch ramp like I have here to kind of reinforce on the back side. So for me it'd be like a shucks, I don't even know, a piece of standard door trim, something with a slope angle in there or whatever. Just anyway, yeah, remember that thing is probably going to flex. You know what you could actually do as well, now that I think about it, you could spray foam the inside of here. You could tap a hole, inject spray foam. That'll take up that gap underneath there. Make sure to tape this off so you don't get a bunch of spray foam coming through. That'll make this backside a little more rigid. I think that's what I'm going to choose to do. If I like this, I'll do that after the fact and trim it up a little bit. So I need to remove this track now, this one right here, and what I'm going to do, is that ever overexposed? Let's see if we can reduce that down a little. All right, so you got this. This is that bippy that sticks into the what's it called? That little nub. So I'm going to get in here and I'm basically going to find something to just pry this tab outward and it should unlock. Yeah, so that was it. So you just basically get something under this little lip, pry it back. You're just trying to push it that way and it'll unlock the tab from this rail, this little hole right here. It'll take that little nub out of this hole. Very easy. There's that edge. What I did is I kind of basically pulled the screen the whole length of it just up a little bit, tilted it backwards, and then I was able to feed it kind of, let's see, how do I do that with my hand here? Feed it back and then down up in. This one fell out, so we'll do the same, try to catch this on video since I'm right-handed. So I'm just feeding it on up in, and there it is. Very easy. All right, so our track section is in. That little tab right there locked in, so this piece is secured completely now. I'll try to just one-handed. Now your screen, you're just going to basically tuck this guy underneath and manipulate it up into this gap right here, and then slide it on up in to this slot here. Guide this down in. We're going to take this channel, got a little channel running up right there. I'm going to guide that down on top of this right here. So let's start it out. Here's your little hole, and you are going to just simply guide it down. Okay. Once this gets to that, once that bippy, this thing's going to follow me trying to do all this with one hand. It's going to lock into that little tab here very shortly. So I want to make sure that I guide that component up into the screen first. All right, I'm going to take that back. Let's just keep this out of play. It's just making it harder. So you can just keep that out of there. No need to put that into the track, into the track at all. Just slide your track onto it, and then we'll talk about how to get that in. So as you're trying to work this thing along here, this little lip is wanting to catch inside here, so you got to kind of manipulate this back and forth as you're trying to get this little tab to click here. So just manipulate it, rock it back and forth, and it'll slide into place and click. It should be pretty intuitive, but you've got the clean side facing down. So here's the clean side, here's the ugly side. So you're going to have to match that on this other side, and we're just going to work this on. You're going to plug it in here, then you're gonna plug it in there till it clicks.